Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on Read Between the Grinds. I am excited to be sharing my summer TBR today. I'm recording this in May and it's really feeling like today we have really warm weather. So I'm starting to really feel in the summer spirit. It's no secret that summer is not my absolute favorite holiday. I enjoy it, don't get me wrong. Laura is screaming right now. But it's just not my favorite, but that's okay because I do love the reading that comes along with summer. It's so much fun to like there's just something about reading a book in the summer, right? So I have quite a few books that I want to share that are on my list right now. And this list will be ever changing and it is for the whole summer. So who knows, I might get through it in the next month. It might take me all summer. We will see. But let's get started. Okay, the first book on my list, and it's like my number one, cannot wait to read it, The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. I do not own it. And that might be a mistake because the list for it at the library and on Libby right now is so long. And if it's taking too much longer, I might just break down and go buy it. But this book actually came out, I want to say in like March, April, maybe, I don't know. She always does that. She kind of always puts her books out mid-spring and I always wait until summer to read them. I don't get those books the day that they release simply because to me, her books are so summery. And this one in particular with the like fireworks on the cover, I feel like I have to be reading it when it's, 85 degrees, my feet are in a pool, I'm eating a hot dog. Okay, right? So I'm really excited about that one. And that is my number one. Like when I think about this summer, I'm thinking about that book. Like I said, I'm on the list. I don't even know where I'm at on the list. I think I have like a 26-week wait still on Libby, which is not even summer anymore. That's like Christmas. So I think I might have to just break down and buy it. I did see it at the bookstore the other day, but they only had it in hardback. And I'm not a huge hardback fan. So I don't know if it's even out in paperback yet. We'll see, but that's my number one pick. My number two pick, let's keep with the romance theme, right? I also don't own this book, but this one should be pretty easy to get my hands on. And that is The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hildebrand. I have never read an Ellen Hildebrand, which seems wrong because she's like the queen of summer beach reads, I feel like. And I've always wanted to read one of her books, and I feel like that one is probably one of the most popular. I mean, I know she has a lot of really popular books, but this was recommended to me by Grace's mom. Shout out to Grace's mom. She said it's a really fun, beachy summer read, perfect for when you just want to kind of turn your brain off and enjoy a really fun book. And when I was thinking about romances and kind of like lighthearted books that I want to read this summer, Abby Jimenez is usually not lighthearted, but I think that this one might be a little bit more. And those are the two that really jump out at me and that I definitely want to pay attention to and read. I will likely find more along the way. I mean, summer romances are so much fun, but those are the two that are like at the top of my list. Okay, we're gonna move into horror now because, that's really what I'm usually here for. And I have a stack sitting next to me of books that I have kind of been either waiting for, like from the library, and so I'm probably just gonna end up reading them in the summer, or I've been kind of waiting for summer to read. So we are gonna start with just the first book on the top of my pile, and that's The Paleontologist by Luke Dumas. I think I just read one of his other books. Did he write Hannah and Post? Did he write Nothing Tastes as Good? If he did, because that would have been his like newest book. I just finished it the other day and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot, but I really did enjoy it. This one couldn't be more for me, I think. It is about a paleontologist, shocker there, and he works at a museum, and he comes back to this museum. I think I'm like looking at the back here. His sister was abducted from the museum when he was young. And so he has some trauma surrounding that, but now he has come back as an adult to work at the museum, but things get apparently weird. And to me, and I honestly don't know if this, this takes place in the summer or not, but to me, dinosaurs are so summery. I think it's because of my association of like Jurassic Park with the season of summer in general. And so I am really excited about this one. I like a horror book about dinosaurs and a paleontologist. Sign me up. Why aren't there more? okay? We're going to keep going quickly, right? Because we want to get through this stack. The next one on my list is Mother Thing. I'm excited about this one. I've heard some mixed reviews. One of my really good friends said that he didn't love it, but he thinks that I might. This is about a couple that move in with the husband's mother. And I believe, and this is all stuff that I have learned from the back of the book, so hopefully no spoilers. The mother-in-law dies shortly after and ends up haunting them and haunting the house. Very interesting. This is an amazing cover. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I think that this one's going to be really fun. And again, I don't think it has anything to do with summer. Honestly, I'm not sure any of these do. But to me, horror is so summery. There's something so unsettling about the heat for me. And I think that summer, or horror books just fit so well with summer. If you go back to one of the very first videos I ever did on this channel, I did a Summerween book recommendation. And boy, horror in the summer just hits, right? Well, it hits every season. Okay, another one that I'm really excited to read, I've been hearing very good things about, is This Story Might Save Your Life. This is not really a horror, this is more a thriller. And I've been hearing that it's really good as a audiobook. I got the book from the library, so it's fine. Maybe I'll listen to it a little bit as I read, but I bet I can't get it on Libby, We'll see. Anyway, again, have no idea. I just very, very casually started the beginning, and it seemed like it was kind of hot outside. So that's cool, but it is about a podcast, or the people involved, the main characters have a podcast, and then they end up kind of investigating something. I don't really know too much. There was another book that involved a podcast. I think it's called Listen for the Lie. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is, because I looked down and saw it. That's really weird. The author of that did a little blurb. Both a riveting mystery and a love story. One of the best thrillers I've read this year. Okay, Amy, thank you. Listen for the Lie was so much fun, and I did listen to that as an audiobook, and it really did sound like you were listening to a podcast, which was very fun. Even when there was a break in the story or whatever, and it would switch back to the podcast, it would play the music. So I think that's why this audiobook is supposed to be really good. But like I said, maybe I will kind of do both at the same time. And I do love a thriller. I get a little tired of thrillers sometimes because they can be so formulaic, which is why I tend to go more for horror, because they tend to be a little bit more you don't really know what to expect or what's coming. But I think thrillers are so easy to read usually. They're just so popcorn, You can just sit down and turn your brain off and just get totally immersed in the story. And there is nothing more that I love than to sit out on my porch in the evening, after work, after a long day, and read something like this. And very often it'll be dark and I'm still reading, and I've finished the book in one evening. So looking forward to this one for that. Okay, I'm throwing a little bit of a curveball in there. A Stephen King. Now, if you have watched any of our videos, you know that I am a big Stephen King fan. I'm actually sitting in front of the Stephen King section of my bookshelf. And I have never read, though, the Dark Tower series. So I usually try to read at least one Stephen King book per year, which is very low ball, and usually I go above that. Now, if it's a really big one, that's why I have that goalpost for myself, and I read a lot of other things. But I was staring at my bookshelf recently, and I was like, it might be time for the Dark Tower. So I own this. I love these older mass media paperbacks. Look at him on the background. Amazing. I believe actually that these books belong to my husband's father, which is really fun. So we have them, and I didn't buy them. So that's why I think that they came from that side of the family into our home. But it's not very big at all. It's very small, and the print is humongous. So I think I'm ready to start this series. It's a pretty long series. I want to say 8 books, but I don't know really anything about it. And so The Gunslinger is the first one, and Stephen King is perfect for the summer. Honestly, Stephen King needs to be the dead of winter or the dead of summer. You need the extreme of the weather, I feel like. I mean, of course, obviously Halloween is a good time to read him as well. What am I saying? Anytime's a good time to read Stephen King, but he just really hits when it's either really hot or really cold outside. So I think this summer I'm going to read The Gunslinger. Okay. And then the last book on the list, it's not related to summer at all. In fact, it takes place in October. So really I should wait and save this for Halloween and the spooky season. But I waited for this to come from the library for so long that I don't care. I'm going to read this now. And I've been waiting for this because I really love this author. I want to make sure I'm getting the right... Yeah, it's this one. I kind of forgot for a second which other book she wrote, but I knew that I had read it. It's the new book by Kylie Lee Baker. She wrote, oh my gosh, Bad Eater and Other Names for Corazine, which I loved. It was really upsetting and weird and heartbreaking and interesting and just very interesting. So anyway, this one is Japanese Gothic, and it is, I have heard... Oh, let me read this. Let me read this thing right here. In this lyrical, wildly inventive horror novel, interwoven with Japanese mythology, two people living generations apart discover a door between their worlds. So it's October 2026 and October 1877. Interesting. Okay, I'm really excited for this. Again, I should probably wait for Halloween, but I simply cannot. And like I said, horror works for the summer, so I'm going to read it now, and I cannot wait for this one. I think it's going to be super fun, and I think it's going to go really well with the other horror books that I have going on this summer, which is mostly my TBR, I guess. I have like 2 romance and the rest are horror. So what else is new? Okay, so those are my main picks for the summer. I really should probably say like late May into June, because I probably will read most of these over the next month. But you never know what's going to come later in the summer, right? Like the summer is long, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding. It's long. And like I still have some books on my Libby that will take a while to come in, some books that I have requested from my local library. I am a part of a book club at my library, so I'll be reading books via that book club, and I'm sure we'll be reading some fun things. So anyway, those are like, even though I didn't count, like what, 6 or 7 or whatever, I am sure I'll read much more than that, but those are the ones that I'm most looking forward to, that I've kind of been like either saving in a way or waiting for them to come in for me for so long that I am so excited to read them. And I'm kind of like, I've built myself up, you know, I'm like, this is going to be the best book ever. Hopefully it lives up to those expectations. That's definitely going to be the case for The Night We Met. She could write anything, right? Grace, I know, is nodding emphatically here. We just love Abby Jimenez on this channel. We are an Abby Jimenez channel, and I cannot wait for this one. I'm gonna eat a hot dog, you know? Okay, I would love to hear what everyone else is reading this summer, especially if you have books that are a little bit more summery. Most of mine are not, so I would love some more recommendations that are more season specific. If you have anything interesting, let us know in the comments. Laura and Grace, come on in, let me know. What are you reading this summer? I kind of know some things. We've talked about some, but I would love to know what's on your TBR so I can crowdsource all my opinions and put it on mine, you know? All right, love you both. Love you all. Aw, you're watching Disney Channel. No. All right, you're watching Read Between the Grinds. That's a coffee cup. Okay, bye everyone. Happy reading.